Well, good morning, Jaginder Rana here. The product of the day is industrial all risk insurance. Industrial all risk insurance. The industrial all risk insurance policy is designed to cover major manufacturing industrial risks with broader and more complicated exposure than typical fire and allied insurance policies could handle. The policy is created as a multi-line product that allows a client to select from a variety of sections. So this is a comprehensive package policy that covers practically all risks and perils that a large industry may encounter throughout its operations. This insurance provides reinstatement value coverage for building, machinery, furniture, fixtures, fittings, and electrical systems, while stock is covered on a market value basis. So, if the underinsurance on each item of the schedule does not exceed 15% of the total sum insured covered, it will be ignored for a period of 60 days. The policy also covers equipment and machinery sent for maintenance outside the premises. The risk of transit within an industry's compound is also covered. So, salient features of the industrial all risk policy says this is a policy that is comprehensive, practical, and cost effective. All risk insurance nature package policy. There is named peril policy. This is except for a few particular exceptions, all all perils are covered. Tariffs are there, but they has been dismantled. So burglary losses, both machinery, material damage, and business interruptions are covered. Inside an industrial compound, the risk of transit is covered. Due to lower rates, machinery breakdown cover can save you a lot of money on premiums. So for limited life equipments, no depreciation is subtracted from the machinery breakdown loss, total or partial. Compulsory business interruption due to fire and other hazards. Optional business interruption due to machinery failure, boiler explosion, or electronic equipment failure. Except for stocks, industrial all risk insurance is only available on a reinstatement value basis. Stocks are valued based on their current market value. Petrochemical risks are not covered by the industrial all risk policy. So benefits of industrial all risk policy includes that provide complete protection against all threats. Means in comparison to a fire insurance policy, this policy covers a broader range of dangers. It allows the insurer to protect their organizations against a broader range of dangers or risks or perils, not simply fire. Insurers can also use the industrial all risk policy to secure a stronger coverage against losses caused by machinery damage. The policy will pay losses incurred by a company when its commercial operations are disrupted or halted. An industrial risk policy is applicable to all industrial risks except those rateable under the petrochemical tariff with an overall sum insured of rupees 100 crores or more in one or more location in India. Now this limit has been reduced to 50 crores. So except for those risk perils specifically excluded in the policy, this policy offers coverage against all risk or all risk or all perils. So the policy protects your business in the event of damage to the material, because this comprises property damage that necessitates the replacement of assets such as building, fixtures, inventory, and so on. And interruption in business, because this is intended to cover any loss of income that may occur as a result of business or service interruptions in the case of a disaster that results in material damage or machine failure, forcing a halt in operations. So the industrial all risk policy is vital and relevant to a variety of businesses particularly those that require huge spaces, have a large workforce, are likely to operate around the clock, are strongly reliant on electricity, and so forth. So these are some of the industries. For example, cement industry, paper mills, sugar factories, heavy engineering, risk, metal industries, power plants, transmissions line, and substations, hospitality. So an AI policy will protect organizations from an extensive number of hazards under material damage, offering more coverage than a typical fire insurance and a special policy. Certain incidents, however, are not covered. Building sum insured of the policy will be based on the building machinery, furniture, fixtures, fittings, and electrical systems that will be covered on a reinstatement value basis exclusively, while its stocks would be covered on a market value basis. So the sum insured for machinery breakdown risk should be the same as the sum insured for fire damage plant and machinery minus the value of piping and cabling. So the sum insured for section second, that is business interruption, is calculated using the annual gross profit and the specified indemnity period. Indemnity means the insured can choose the period or the maximum length during which the business can be disrupted according to the activities involved. The cost of property means insurance policy is determined by the type of coverage chosen, the risk and the liability exposure, the property's upkeep, and the policy's deductibles. So this is one policy which is most commonly used for all these purposes. Now see the coverage of the policy. In fact, this policy is applicable to risk having sum insured, that is material damage and business interruption of rupees 50 crore and above, other than petrochemical plants. Multiple situation risks are there. Cumulative sum insured has to be above rupees 50 crores. It's a comprehensive package policy, not a named peril policy, exclusions driven policy rather. So 100% machinery coverage without selection means cost of piping and cabling to be removed. Insurance on reinstatement value basis has to be taken because stocks can be insured at market value basis. Under insurance up to 15% is waived. Full under insurance is applicable if value of property is found below 85% of the current reinstatement value. No depreciation deducted in machinery breakdown claims, total loss or partial loss. No overhauling warranty for turbines, generators, and heavy duty electrical motors. So this policy will cover the theft and burglary, fire, loss of profit, that is compulsory, but machinery breakdown loss of profit policy is optional. That section is optional. Terrorism coverage is optional. Maximum liability is 750 crores. Business interruption covers can be extended to include suppliers, customers' premises at extra premium. Transit risk inside compound of industrial risk is covered. Declaration facility not available on stocks. Among the exclusions, if you say policy does not cover damage to property caused by faulty or defective design, materials of workmanship, inherent vice, latent defects, gradual deterioration, deformation or distortion, wear and tear, interruption of water supply, gas, electricity or fuel system, or failure of effluent disposal system to and from the premises, while it is an add-on cover. Unless damage is caused by a peril not excluded in the policy ensues, and then liability will be restricted only to the ensuing damages. Collapse or cracking of building, corrosion, rust, fungus changes in temperature, dampness, shrinking, evaporation, loss, pollution, contamination, change in color, flavor, scratching, etc. Unless such loss is caused directly by damage to the property insured or to the premises containing such property by a cause not excluded in the policy. In addition, larceny, that is theft of personal property, act of frauds, dishonesty, disappearance, inventory shortage, misplacement, unexplained inventory losses, coastal river erosion, normal settlement of new structures, willful act or willful negligence, cessation of work, delay or loss of market, or any other consequential or indirect loss of any kind or description, war, invasion, act of foreign enemy, destruction of property by order of public authority, nuclear weapons, ionizing radiations, radioactivity, etc., money, check, and other valuable documents unless specifically mentioned in the policy, goods held in trust or in commission unless specifically mentioned in the policy, vehicles licensed for road use, property in transit other than that within the insured premises, property in course of demolition, construction or erection, etc., livestock, growing crops or trees. Then coming to the properties, the land including topsoil, backfill, drainage or culverts, roads, runways, railway lines, reservoirs, canals, tunnels, bridges, piers, unless specifically covered, property damaged as a result of its undergoing any processes, property undergoing testing installation, including material if damage thereto is directly attributed to the operations of work performed thereon, unless damaged by a cause not excluded in the policy ensues, and then the insurer shall be liable only for such ensuing losses. Property more specifically insured elsewhere, property if removed to any other building or place except machinery or equipment temporarily removed for repairs for a period not exceeding 60 days. Then the compulsory deductibles are there. Material damage claims means 5% of claim amount subject to minimum of rupees 5 lakhs. Business interruption claims 3 days gross profit subject to minimum of rupees 5 lakhs and maximum rupees 50 lakhs. Voluntary deductibles insured may opt for higher deductions and avail discount. That is material damage 5% of claim amount subject to minimum of rupees 10 lakhs, 10% discount. Minimum of rupees 15 lakh, 15%, minimum of 20 lakh, 20%, minimum of 25 lakh, 25%. That way, in business interruption also voluntary deductibles are applicable. 7 days gross profit subject to minimum of 10 lakh, 5%, 14 days gross profit subject to minimum of 15 lakhs, 10%, and so on. So add-on covers, following covers can be taken on payment of extra premium, that is MD section, material damage section. Earthquake, removal of debris, start-up expenses, spoilage, material damage cover for stocks or machinery, or both in specified blocks, architects, surveyors and consulting engineers fees, leakage and contamination cover, loss of rent, computer system records, catalyst spoilage cover, and then add-on covers, MD section, omission to insure, alterations and additions, etc., refractory consumables, etc., temporary removal of stock, maximum 10% of total stock, spontaneous combustion, spoilage of molten metal, inadvertent omission, 5% of BMA sum insured, automatic increase in sum insured, maximum 25%, then add-on covers of business interruption section, failure of utility supply, that is gas, electricity, water from terminal ends, fixed rate for each utility to be applied on annual GP, annual gross profit, that is suppliers and customers premises extension, and loss of profit against loss due to spoilage or molten metal. So important policy terms and conditions include that loss limitation with 15 days, no liability after 7 days from the date of fall or displacement of any building, no liability after 12 months of incidental or the interest passes on to other persons by will or operation of law, no automatic reinstatement of sum insured, no liability if the trade or manufacturing activity is altered or the property remains unoccupied for more than 30 days, reinstatement to be completed within 12 months from the date of loss, following which the insured will not be entitled for RIV basis settlement. In case of total destruction of property, replacement, reinstatement by property of similar nature, not better than the original property. And then special exclusions to section 2. The policy does not cover loss resulting from interruption of or interference with the business directly or indirectly attributable to any restrictions on reconstruction or operations imposed by any public authority, The insured's lack of sufficient capital for timely restoration or replacement of property lost, destroyed, or damaged, loss of business due to causes such as suspension, lapse, or cancellation of a lease, license, or order, etc., after the machinery is put back into operations, damage to boilers, economizers, turbines, or other vessels, machinery, or apparatuses in which pressure is used or their contents resulting from their explosions or rupture, electronic installations, computers, and data processing equipment, damage resulting from deliberate erasures, loss, distortion, or corruption of information on computer systems or other records, programs, or softwares, other erasures, loss, distortion, of corruption of information, mechanical or electrical breakdown or derangement of machinery or equipment. This policy does not cover the deductible stated in the schedule to be borne by the insured. Then the special conditions are there. It's a requirement of this insurance that the sum insured stated in the schedule shall not be less than the cost of reinstatement, as if such property, except for stock, were reinstated on the first day of the period of insurance, which shall mean the cost of replacement of the insured item by new items in a condition equal to but not better or more expensive than its condition than new. As far as return of premium is concerned, if the insured declares at the latest 9 months after the expiry of any policy year that the gross profit earned during the accounting period of 12 months, most nearly concurrent with any period of insurance, was less than the sum insured, thereon a pro rata return of premium not exceeding 1/3 of the premium paid on such insured for such period of insurance shall be made in respect of difference. If any loss, destruction, or damage has occurred giving rise to a claim under this policy, such return shall be made in respect only of so much of the said difference as is not due to such loss, destruction, or damage. That means this policy is providing a wider coverage to the policyholder, and the coverage is with certain limitations. That is, policy is not expensive. The IR coverage covers perils such as unintentional damage and burglary. The rate of machinery breakdown is low, and the IR policy does not allow for depreciation. Thank you very much.